Hey there, welcome back to Reddit XO, the best channel for Reddit cheating stories. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more stories like these. Now, let's get into the video. Just want to vent my experience on being cheated on 27 male and moving forward. Hello, I just wanted to share my experience with those who have gone through what I have. So I was married with a 2.5-year-old kid when I discovered my wife, a 26-year-old female, had cheated on me. This occurred when she was on a cruise with her 2 female companions. They went and returned, and a few days later, my ex-wife now says she believes we should split for a time, the day before my daughter's 3rd birthday celebration. This came out of nowhere. We never had a conversation like this before. Backstory: I was in school at the time, working full-time, caring for my kid, and relocating to a new home in our town. We used to dispute a lot and didn't have the finest communication skills. Having said that, when she asked whether I wanted to go on the cruise, I responded fine, no problem. She spent the most of the time watching our kid, and I thought it would be a good thing for her to do with friends, despite the fact that we didn't have the money to accomplish it at the time. I would keep an eye on our daughter while she was gone. So when she asked whether we should split up, I became really unhappy and ended up leaving for the night to go to my parents' place. We ended up canceling her family birthday party. We eventually communicate and agree to try to work things out. So I located a marital counselor and scheduled an appointment for us that week. We went for about 3 to 4 weeks till I discovered the true cause for her want to divorce. The 2 buddies she brought on the vacation were mutual friends of mine, and we all worked together at the time. Friend 1 was behaving normally. Friend 2 was wary of me since she knew of my ex-desire wives to divorce me. She knew we were going to therapy and inquired how things were doing. I told her that I felt everything was going fine. Also, my wife was telling me at the time that friend 2 was behaving strangely on the trip and was furious with her and friend 1. I didn't really reveal anything else. So fast forward to me and friend 2 chatting at work, and I inform her that friend 1 and my ex-wife were traveling to another city for a ladies' vacation the next week. That's when she tells me, reluctantly, about a man whose name I'd never heard of before. She had been discussing it with my then-wife, attempting to get her to tell me the truth. My ex-wife had informed her that she had stopped talking to him and would not be doing anything else. She also said that friend 1 had slept with a man on the trip and that they were attempting to get friend 2 to join them with the 3rd guy. When I go home from work and tell her about this person, she attempts to deny everything. I pressed her more, and she ultimately admitted to sleeping with him on the vacation. She was also continuing chatting and messaging him on a regular basis while we were in marital therapy. That same day, I moved out and hired a lawyer. We promised to share custody of our kid until we resolved everything. We spoke about our relationship for a long time and eventually decided to attempt to reconnect a few weeks after I moved out. I drove all the way to our home. I had moved in with my folks 4 to 5 minutes before. When I arrived, I asked whether we were going to do this. You stopped talking to the man and buddy 1 with whom you did all of this. She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't stop talking to him and her in order to save a 9-year relationship. That's when I realized she wasn't who I thought she was. The next months were agony on earth. She would trick me into minding our kid on her days off so she could see her new lover up north. Lies upon lies upon lies. She hasn't spoken to her buddy 2 since she informed me what occurred. At one time, she told me it was my fault since we didn't communicate properly and would quarrel. Make my life a living misery. Fast forward, through it all, friend 2 and I became even closer friends and began dating. We've been in a relationship for almost a year. She is a lovely lady who shares my moral principles and loves my kid as much as I do. I have joint custody of my kid, which I like. I keep wondering why this happened to me, but I've realized it's made me stronger. She was incorrect, and no matter how awful she claims our relationship was, it doesn't justify the lying, cheating, and manipulative conduct she subjected me to. Also, around 9 months after everything, she crawled back to me, claiming everything was a mistake and she was sorry and so on. She had stopped communicating to him a few months after everything had happened because she wanted to sort things out. She revealed her real nature to me while I was weeping my eyes out after discovering the infidelity and her spitting all over me. Sorry for the lengthy read. It felt nice to get everything out there. I'm at a good spot in my life, with a lovely wife and a kid who loves me. Story 2. Partner of 3 years cheated on me while I was helping refugees. Hello. I'm distraught and feel as if my soul has been torn from me. I was incapacitated for weeks when Russia invaded Ukraine and conflict broke out. I'd eventually realized I needed to do something, so I traveled to Ukraine for a few weeks to assist my family and others. My girlfriend was supportive and would email me every day for weeks saying I'm a hero and that she loves me, misses me, and wants me to send her Snapchats every day. She was sending me the sweetest messages, and we were in constant contact. Then, just 3 days before my flight home, she stopped talking to me and answering the phone. She responded twice over the following 3 days, the first time with, "We will chat later," and the second time with, "Give your travel details." I said a few days before she ghosted me that it gives me tremendous comfort to know there is someone waiting for me and how much I miss her. She suggested we take the day off and simply snuggle. She eventually abandoned me at the airport and never picked me up. It was very painful. When I got home to our house, she wasn't there either. I recalled we had location sharing turned on, so I went to a random spot in town. It took me to some strange flats, and I never saw her automobile. I continued phoning her around 1 a.m. to urge her to come over and speak about what was going on, but she shut off her phone and I went home. I called her grandparents the following morning to find out what was going on, and they were unsure. They called her younger brother, who stated she was staying at a family friend's home. Later in the day, she eventually returned home when her grandmother persuaded her not to break up over the phone. When she told me to sit and that we needed to split up, she was absolutely cold-hearted and showed practically no emotion. She said that we are two distinct persons who must go our own ways. I was appealing with her that we should seek therapy or talk things out instead of breaking up out of nowhere. She felt a lot of shame and offered to take everything we purchased together and pay for someone else to go on our next vacations together, as well as remain in our house for a few more days if I wanted to. I asked if we could go for a walk and chat about what was going on, but she said no since she needed to do errands and attend a friend's party. And she was cold and unloving, and she departed. When I left, there were no difficulties, and we were extremely close. When I questioned where she went last night, she claimed she attempted to stay at a family friend's home, but when we phoned them in the morning, they stated she didn't sleep there. She refuses to respond and has departed without explaining why she lied about who and where she slept with. She banned my Snapchat account 2 days before I was supposed to return home. She also restricted my phone number after this, but unlocked it since I had some inquiries about moving out and her brother's job as a messenger wasn't working out. She promised to meet the next day in the evening. When the evening arrived and I inquired whether we could still meet, she changed her mind and emailed me this. "What do you think? I don't want to have another last recollection of you. Yesterday was very courteous, respectful, and lovely. I don't want the recollection of conversing today to be anything other than that. I don't have anything more to say to you. We could never have figured it out. We shouldn't have stayed together after all of the ways we damaged one another. I don't believe you enough to say anything else. You seem to be looking for other explanations, which is not fair. We haven't communicated in a long time. After a few weeks apart, I discovered I didn't miss you, and I'm back to being myself. I have nothing against you. Everything is forgiven to you. If you need anything, please contact my younger brother. Please do not text me or my friends and family after receiving this message. Remember, my people are my people, and they will always back me. They want me to be happy, and they will always be on my side. They can see I'm pleased now, and they enjoy it. Please don't turn everyone against you, and please don't irritate any more members of my family. Don't underestimate yourself. Look for yourself. Goodbye." Then I answered, not sure how to handle this message, but I'll try my best to respect you and your intentions. I've always desired for you to be happy. I hope I was able to assist you through difficult circumstances. There's not much I'm asking for, but I love you and will always love you, whether you're with me or not. Is it possible for us to have one final conversation? Last year was difficult for her since her mother died at the age of 50 from a rare brain condition. We needed to plan her funeral and bury her. But for the remainder of the year, I remained at her side while she battled suicidal despair. I did all I could to help her, even if it meant losing myself in the process. She improved after the new year. I was trying to concentrate on myself when the conflict broke out, and she encouraged me to go aid the refugees. Why would someone be so callous after 3 years together and not care to provide any closure? We were best friends, soulmates, and lived together for over 3 years. After I returned after assisting refugees, I planned to make a proposal. Why would she be so loving and supportive up to the end, and then just disappear, and 99% of the time she cheated on me and then broke up with me. Thanks for reading.